If you struggle with panic attacks, I want to give you one approach that eliminates them permanently. In this video, you won't see me giving you another distraction technique or some coping mechanisms. For years, I struggled with anxiety, but over the last 6 months, I went deep into understanding about anxiety and panic attack. And after hundreds of notes and months of self-healing, I finally discovered the truth. Now, before I tell you the method, it's important to understand what is happening in your body, because once you understand it, you won't look at the panic attack the same ever again. The real reason you're still suffering is because you think panic attacks are dangerous. You think you need to stop them immediately because they're so uncomfortable, isn't it? But the truth is, panic attacks are just an adrenaline surges. They're your body's fight or flight response, and your body has limited supply of adrenaline, which means panic attacks always end on its own, whether you do anything or not. You cannot faint, you cannot lose control, and you cannot die. It's physiologically impossible, but it literally feels like you're dying. And I understand when I say like this, it sounds a bit heartless, but it is the harsh truth. Panic attacks are not dangerous as we think. And I understand. You cannot say this to yourself when you are having a panic attack. You cannot think logically. You literally feel like you're dying. It is physically painful. It is so uncomfortable. And you feel like you're helpless. You feel like the whole world is collapsing. You feel like you can't do anything at all. I understand. I've been there countless times. But still, I really want you to understand that panic attacks are just adrenaline surges and they are not dangerous. Now I know what you're thinking. What about all those techniques that give me relief? And that brings me to the shocking truth why all of these techniques keep you trapped. Every distraction technique, the things you see on TikTok like putting ice on your hand or pulling your ear, all of these things are reinforcing the very thing that keeps the panic alive. When you use distraction techniques, like I said before, you might get a relief in that moment, but you're telling your brain that panic attacks are dangerous and you need to avoid them at all costs. Because of that, it encourages us to be in this avoidant behavior and keeps us stuck in this panic cycle. We get a panic attack, so we do those relief things. And then we feel okay for a minute or two. And then after some time, we get another panic attack. So we do that again. And it just comes over and over. It never stops. Sometimes even therapy and medication doesn't work because they are managing the symptoms instead of dealing with the main root cause. For most of us, the main reason why we have all these panic attacks is because of our inner child. It is probably our inner child screaming for help. And I already made a video about that, so I'm not going to go super in depth on that. If you are interested in that, it's in the description. So how do we deal with panic attacks? And what I'm about to tell you will sound like the worst advice you have heard so far, but it is how you actually heal it. The only way to eliminate panic attacks is to prove to your brain that panic attacks are not dangerous. And the only way to do that is to do nothing at all. Just let that panic happen. Do not resist it. Do not try to fix it. Just try to feel that discomfort. All these panic attacks are like ocean wave. They rise and then they fall down, and then they rise, they fall down. And your body will burn off that excess adrenaline on its own. You don't need to do anything. But in that moment, when you try to feel it, when you sit with that pain, it is extremely uncomfortable. It is extremely difficult. I understand. Every time you let it pass without reacting and actually feeling it, you are actually weakening this panic cycle. And I understand sitting with this panic feeling is extremely difficult and painful. You might feel like it is even impossible to sit with that pain. But I really want you to ask yourself this. Do you really want to spend the rest of your life dealing with panic attacks? Every time those come, you go for some quick fix or numb yourself? Or do you actually want to heal? Because healing takes time and it is a part of discomfort and pain. You have to go through some amount of discomfort in that. It is a harsh truth. But there is still one mental trick that helped me greatly to get through this uncomfortable part. Think of dealing with panic attacks like doing cold showers. Maybe you're only able to tolerate for like 10 seconds or even 20 seconds. But if you do it every day, after some time, you will able to sit with that cold for like a minute or so. The same apply here. So when panic comes next time, just sit with that feeling for just 30 seconds. Do not engage. The racing thought will come. You will feel the pain in your body. You feel like you want to numb yourself. Don't grab your phone. Just sit with that feeling and tell yourself that you're actually safe. You don't need to do anything and just sit. But after 30 seconds, you go and do some box breathing or whatever to make yourself relax. And then after some time, you will get another panic attacks again. This time, you try to stay for 60 seconds. You slowly increase the amount of time you sit with that feeling. If you do like that and sit with that pain, you'll see that panic attacks will come less and less. And even when those come, you won't freak out like you used to before. And that's how you heal it. And I hope this helped, and thank you so much for watching, guys.